Good evening.
There, we got you now. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, great. Welcome to the um, regular Planning Commission meeting for June 27th, 2026. I am Wayne Beeler, the chairman of the Planning Commission. Here in council chambers with me is Peter Rye, and online we have Commissioner Nelson DeLeon and Vice Chairman Wilson Feasey. Thanks for your patience as we were pulling a few things together. Do I hear a motion to accept the Planning Commission agenda as distributed?
So move.
Peter?
So move.
Nelson? Question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, we have an agenda. Very good. Okay, do I hear a motion to accept the minutes of August 26th, 2025 as presented with the acceptance of future minor corrections?
So move.
Okay, Nelson? Second? Okay, Peter? Okay, question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. And there we go. We have a set of minutes. Very good. Is anyone here for public comment? Hearing none, we will move forward. First up on our plan reviews, we have the Isla Property Management at 660 Schuylkill Avenue, a minor land development and annexation plan. And we are considering the release of the letter of credit. So I will hand it over to Jerome for the update.
Yes, we had this plan in for review approximately 5 years ago, and it was completed over time. And there were site improvements that were required, which were curb, sidewalk, and driveway ramp improvements. There were no stormwater management improvements, no utility improvements for this project, and then there was some internal parking lot realignments. Those have all been completed. Public Works at that time did do the review of the ramps that were completed at that time. So I think it would be in our best interest to make sure that they provide some form of a report, or since they reviewed it at that time, and I believe Chris LaBelle was on it at that time, and I think he can look back through his notes to see if everything was acceptable. If not, my office can do it, but that's where we're at with it, is just to make sure that those improvements were completed to the satisfaction of the city of Reading.
So, sorry, real quick. I did reach out to Chris Lovell, and he did do a site visit. And he sent pictures of the improved driveway, and he didn't mention about it needing to be redone or anything. I can confirm with him that, just to say, so these are okay, but considering he didn't make any comments besides showing me the pictures when he went out, I would want to say that it's okay with him.
Okay, and we don't have an amount at the moment, do we?
No, there was never an escrow amount that was set aside. Estimates may have been done at that time, but it was not put into a formal agreement.
I would like to to say something about that. The letter that I found online was a letter of confirmation, and the amount highlighted on there was 17,237.20. I don't know if that's the letter or there will be another letter that we'll be looking for, but probably we can verify that.
Yeah, now I'm having a recollection. That letter talks about having the amount to purchase the property. I don't know if it's an actual letter of credit. So my recommendation would be that the board I'm sorry, the commission authorize release of any escrow being held by the city, if any, upon confirmation that the Public Works is satisfied with the work.
Okay, so I believe this will take just a little bit more research and feedback from Public Works, and then we can get an amount for next month if there is an amount that we're holding.
I think you can make the motion this evening, subject to that. I'm not even sure we're holding any letter of credit, but it'd be they're asking for it in the entirety. So I would just, if you want to move this matter forward, subject to confirmation that Public Works has no comment.
And I think that the amount that's being held now is the amount that was held for the land development and annexation portion of the project.
And you may also want to include in that motion, subject to payment of all fees owed.
Yes.
With that, do I hear a motion to release the letter of credit on file with the city of Reading?
We can't hear you.
Do I hear a motion to release the letter of credit on file with the city of Reading and refund the remaining funds after the payment of all fees and the confirmation by Public Works that the work has been completed to its satisfaction?
I will offer that motion.
Okay,
Second.
Will? Nelson? Okay, question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Very good. Then we can have that taken care of. Okay, next up, we have the plan for 138 South 8th Street. And this is one that we reviewed back in 2024, and I'll ask Jerome for the update.
Yes, we did receive a revised final plan that also addresses the conditions of approval. The plan was approved in March 26, 2024, and then we subsequently then reaffirmed approval a few times, last on January 27, 2026. The applicant did do some of the work required for the project in terms of the site improvements, and as part of that, they have paved over the section that was to be incorporated or included with the stormwater management design, which was an infiltration bed and trench with pipe. So in lieu of revising or in lieu of ripping up the parking lot, they came up with an alternative, which would put the infiltration trench or bed along the front of the property, which would almost have the same capacities as the previous and discharge at the same point, which we found to be acceptable. The parking lot internally still serves the same number of parking spaces. The width of the ramp is still the same. So we're just down to ramp and sidewalk improvements that are required for the project. Everything else is fine and can be continued to be approved. It's my understanding that the applicant will be completing the rest of the improvements once they get the green light for this project.
Do we have confirmation on the sewage planning modules?
Yes, they were approved.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay, so we can do.
Mr. Chair, in discussing this with the consultant, there are some improvements outstanding. The inquiry is, do we need them to execute an improvements agreement? If the city is comfortable with not requiring an improvements agreement, we should require, because these are public improvements like the sidewalk and the stormwater. We should have a stormwater management agreement. And we could probably do this as a stormwater / improvements, requiring them to post an 18%, rather than have to put the funds up front as an escrow for the improvements agreement, requiring them to, pay for any inspection fees during construction and post some small amount for maintenance over the 18-month. No, it's 18 months, 15%. So.
Okay, very good. I have a motion to that effect.
Is there anybody here?
Is there anybody here for this project?
Mr. Leggett wasn't able to make it today, but if you had any questions, we could pass it along.
Okay. Very good. Any questions or comments from the commissioners?
How do we ensure that they do build the revised infiltration bed?
That would be part of the small improvements project, that they would put up a financial guarantee to require that. So it's going to be a small amount for the trench, plus the curbs and sidewalks and ramp. It's a short segment. So I think Ludgate had provided a cost estimate in the past, but it was for the infiltration bed when it was perpendicular to South A Street versus parallel.
Okay.
Emily, do we still have a cash flow for this project, or is this pay as we go?
Jesse, do we do we know where they stand with escrows?
My recollection is that they're at exactly 0 right now. So they have no negative or positive balance, but no fund to draw from right now.
I would suggest that communications be sent to them, that it needs to be brought up to a certain amount for preparation of the agreements and recording, and any additional reviews that Jerome has.
What amount would you recommend?
Let's have Ludgate provide us with that cost estimate. They're working with a contractor at this point, and as well as a landscaper to do the required improvements. So it's going to be less than 20,000.
But the amount to cover our time to move this forward, because there's nothing in escrow for the city, 2,000, 1,500?
1,000 to 1,500, you find. Your mic.
I would recommend we request for slightly higher, just in case of another cost, and in case of anything, we can always return.
2,000 would be more than adequate.
Okay. Any other questions from the commissioners? Okay, hearing none. Do I hear a motion to grant revised final plan approval for the annexation and minor land development plan at 138 South 8th Street, saldo number 2402-0001, subject to the applicant resolving all issues referenced within the review letter issued by Hawk Valley Associates dated June 1st, 2026, and agree to a municipal improvements agreement and a stormwater management agreement and the deposit of $2,000. Peter? Okay, second? Okay, Nelson, was that Nelson or Will?
Will,
Will?
I think.
Very good. Very good. Question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Very good. Then do I hear a motion to authorize the chairman of the planning commission to execute the municipal improvements and stormwater management agreements as required?
So
Peter?
moved.
Nelson? Okay, question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, very good. Okay, next up, we have the Cornerstone on 6th, or 201 South 6th Street, preliminary plan. And I'll turn it over to Jerome for the update.
Okay. We received a revised preliminary plan application, which includes an annexation and land development plan. The applicant is, as you may recall, consolidating 10 parcels of land in order to revitalize or redevelop the site and portions of the building with 52 off-street parking spaces and 46 age-qualified residential apartment units. The plan was previously reviewed and considered as part of the preliminary plan package. Everything is now complete with other review agencies providing us comments. Most of the items that have been included within our review are for items that are to be cleaned up or completed as part of the final plan application. For example, the lighting plan has been submitted and they just need to do a few minor things in order to demonstrate compliance with our dark sky initiatives. The landscaping plan has since been reviewed and approved by the city arborist. There were some comments with regarding traffic control, which the only thing I think that is left for us to consider is the waiver of the traffic impact study requirements. And in lieu of that, the applicant has agreed to mill and repave portions of Plum Street, which will be then shown on the plan. There are some minor parking, loading, and internal aspects of it. We feel that there should be more handicap accessible facilities since this is an age-qualified retirement community. And also there should be a more compatible drop-off zone for folks that are 62 years and over. Going on to the curbs and sidewalks, we did do a site review with representatives of staff as well as Planning Commission and the developer. And we were able then to agree upon certain things. They will be doing a combination of some brick and concrete on terms of the pedestrian site accessibility. There will be street furniture along the South Sixth Street side, and there will be other improvements that will be completed. So those would be something that can be addressed during the final plan sequence. They have submitted their sanitary sewage facilities information to the Public Works Department, and the planning modules will be reviewed and considered as part of the final plan sequence. Same thing with water supply, and fire and rescue department will need to determine and verify site accessibility for this project. The applicant has revised the stormwater management and plan, which now reflects most of our conditions, just a few minor things left. They have received the revised erosion and sedimentation control has been submitted to the Conservation District, and they have a letter of adequacy, which was just released on June 16th. Plan was reviewed by the Berks County Planning Commission on May 1st. There will be municipal improvements on this project, which will be coordinated with the final plan application, and we had just provided some guidance. There will be a stormwater management maintenance agreement as well. All in all, the project appears to be in good shape, and we are recommending preliminary plan approval subject to any comments that may appear or may be provided in addition to this review letter.
And then just to add on a little bit for the sewer planning modules, I did provide the component 4A to Public Works, and component 4B should be in by the end of the week as per my contact at the county. They're still waiting for another part from their consultant, but then once they get all those pieces together, it'll be on the agenda for council for the resolution before sending to DEP.
Okay. So we will need a motion to waive the traffic impact study.
Yes, and in lieu of that requirement that the applicant will agree to, has offered in lieu of that study, that Plum Street will be paved, and the limits of the paving should be from Chestnut Street to the furthest end of the applicant's property.
Okay, very good. Any questions or comments from the commissioners?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, Will.
I agree with improving Plum Street, but it's a public street. Is the applicant responsible or the city?
As part of our site meeting that we had with the developers' representatives and Public Works Department, that was something that was agreed upon, and in lieu of the traffic study, that the money would be required for that type of effort should go to the actual improvements.
I thought so, because the way you had put it, that would in lieu of the study, but I wanted to make that in the record. Thank you. I'm hearing echo. The other comment I want to say is I love the elevations on this. Thank you. This is, I thought there was going to be demolition of this building, and it goes to show that even a typical industrial building in Reading, which we had many more of these in the past, still has some beautiful architectural features to it. It has elliptical windows. There's vertical bricks as lintels above the windows. There's corbelling at the upper level of the bricks. It also goes to show that if brick is maintained or restored and not painted, that it can be beautiful. So I really commend the applicant for their design, and appreciate giving us those elevations. We don't often see elevations, so thank you.
Thank you, Will. Do you have any comments, Don? Is Don with us today? Okay. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, found the button. No, I do not have any comments.
Okay, thank you, Don. Let me see your traffic impacts. Okay,
One thing, Mr. Chairman, also is during the final plan sequence, in order to get proper site distance along South Sixth Street, there will be some modifications to the parking availability for parking along South Sixth. So that's generally coordinated as part of the final plan sequence, and we can guide the applicant through that process. That goes through City Council as well as the Reading Parking Authority.
okay, very good. Great. So, let's see here. Any comments, Jamie? Jamie's deep in thought. No, okay. Then we'll go ahead with what we need to do here. Okay, do I hear a motion to? Oh. Yeah, actually, I was going to do the traffic impact study so they know it's done. And that way they know it's taken care of. No. I'm glad you said something, no, because I would have plowed through. Do I hear a motion to waive the traffic impact study, the required traffic impact study, paragraph 515-405 of the zoning ordinance, in return for the paving of the cartway of Plum Street from the property line to the southern property line to the intersection of Chestnut Street.
Just to clarify, you're waiving the saldo, not the
Oh, sorry. Zoning 600, right?
You don't have that.
Yeah, it'll be saldo 515-405.
Yeah, waive the saldo ordinance 515-405. Do I hear a motion?
So move.
Okay, Nelson?
Second.
Okay, Will? Question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, very good. Okay, and actually, we are lucky enough that we have some representatives from Cornerstone here. If you could introduce yourself, sir, and if you have any comments.
Sure. Bill Fredericks with RGS Associates. I think it was well summed. We are excited about the project as well. It is, we're going very fast, trying to get it done, ready to be for construction by the end of the year. So appreciate the coordination on the planning module, appreciate the coordination on the comments, and yeah, we'll be back before you with the final plan. It's an exciting project, revitalization of this area. So.
Yeah, actually, it looks like all of my questions have been answered. I think the only thing that's come up is if the applicant will, many residencies like this have small buses for their residents to use to get to certain places. I was just wondering if that was something being considered. Okay.
There is a bus stop right on the corner. I know that's the public bus stop, not the internal, but there is a bus stop right on the corner of 6th Street.
Yes.
But yeah, you're correct.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead, Will.
sorry, that reminded me. Just a thought for Public Works, if a street light would need to be added on the South Sixth Street side, if they think that might be appropriate, take a look at and think about that.
Will do.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Any other comments? I drive by there often, so I thank you for the work that's being done there. I can see already the difference just with the knocking down of the building. I mean, I can already envision what it's going to look like for that block and that area of the neighborhood. So thank you. Okay. So do I hear a motion to grant preliminary plan approval to the Cornerstone on 6th and Chestnut, saldo number 2604-0010, subject to the applicant resolving all issues referenced within the review letter issued by Hawk Valley Associates dated June 22nd, 2026?
So move.
Peter? Nelson? Okay, question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Well, thank you very, very much for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to your final plan, right? Would be preliminary final at this point, right? Just a final plan.
Just the final plan.
Yeah.
Have I provided you sample agreements yet?
Yes, you did. And Bernadette sent me a draft already, so it's now in my court.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. I thought we were to try to get you ahead of the game, so thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Have to remember to turn on my microphone. Next up, we have the Reading Tech LLC at 415 to 433 Pearl Street. And I'll turn it over to Jerome for the summary.
Yes, this application was submitted to the city of Reading. This is a preliminary / final plan application. It's an annexation of let's see, there are 3 parcels, but additional per parts that may be part of those initial 3 parcels, which are at 415 Pearl Street, 421 Pearl Street, and 433 Pearl Street. As I mentioned, the applicant is looking to consolidate these parcels of land. At this time, the site is located within the R3 zoning district. The annexation proposes no complications with the zoning criteria that's established. Just had some minor comments with regards to the annexation itself, with respects to standard Z symbols utilized on the plan. Applicant has provided a draft deed description, which is acceptable and can be and shall be recorded with the approved annexation plan. The other items that were just remaining was that Public Works will eventually need to probably be involved with this project in some time or some fashion down the road, since it's a consolidation of parcels of land. At this stage, they would just be reviewing it and determining which street address would be appropriate for the project. The Berks County Planning Commission has, I believe, reviewed this plan, or has.
One second. Yes, we got the review letter for June 4th, on June 4th.
So all their matters are basically taken care of, and I think that I would recommend that the preliminary / final plan application be approved, subject to the remaining conditions and anything that the planning and zoning staff have.
I do have one thing. I did reach out to Public Works, Chris Lovell. He's in charge of the addressing. He's okay with keeping 433 as the main address, but he needs clarification on what that secondary building is going to be used for. If you could, like, is it still going to remain the garage? Is it going to be classroom space? Is it going to be additional office space?
So our plan is to initially use that north warehouse building as a training area for teaching people to use forklift trucks. Long-term, we're hoping to make that a welding training facility, so that it would be dedicated to training people to become welders in a variety of different welding techniques. But initially, it'll just be for training in the use of forklift operation.
Okay. I'll let him know that if he has any questions, I'll have him reach out to you, but he's okay with keeping it 433 Pearl Street for the entire property since that's what's on the main building.
Okay, I have a question about that. Do we need to do something with the post office or do you take care of that?
No, we take care of that.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
Emily, just confirm with emergency management that there's no issue with giving that a sub number or something in case there's a 911 call, particularly based on the recommended uses.
Yeah, that, so Chris Lovell handles that
Okay.
with emergency services. So again, like if there is anything that needs to be done, I'll just have him contact them directly.
May I ask, what's the timeline on something like this?
Once everything is done, it's paperwork that gets filed with USPS. I don't know the exact timeline on that. I'm not typically involved with that directly. I don't anticipate it taking too long. I would assume it takes a lot less time than it takes the county to update their maps online.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I could just recommend as an additional condition, the city requesting a $500 escrow to make sure these deeds are recorded and providing a proof of recording of because the plan has to be released simultaneously to allow for it to all be recorded at one time. So just to hold a $500 escrow, what I've had happen in other jurisdictions, you literally bring in a check, the city holds the check, you bring the deeds back, and they give you the check back and you rip it up or whatever. But we've had situations in the city and throughout the county, these plans get recorded, the deeds don't get recorded, and then it becomes a mess with the county. So it's just a small financial incentive that these get recorded.
Seems a reasonable request to me. We'll comply with that. To whom do we deliver the check?
Well, so I was gonna say, we do still have escrow. And so that escrow doesn't get released, like any leftover funds in that escrow fund, doesn't get released until everything is done. And so once we get proof of recording, we'll confirm that the deeds were also, or the deed was also recorded, and then it'll just follow our standard procedure to release the escrow funds.
Is there sufficient escrow?
I believe, yeah, they're still
Okay.
good on escrow.
As long as we just like to hold something to make sure these things are getting recorded, so.
Yeah, I don't think we'll need any additional funds. We'll just hold on to what's already been submitted.
One final comment that we may want to consider in the future. Will there be other improvements on the site in order to facilitate your needs in terms of this site?
Yeah, we're anticipating significant improvements to the building at 433 Pearl Street. So we got zoning approval to operate. We basically operate a trade school. So we're planning to make renovations to the south building, the 433 Pearl Street building, to build out some classrooms. There is office space in the building already on the second floor. We're making that, changing the restrooms around to be ADA compliant. And we have some sprinkler improvements to make in the building. And we, of course, the building is not accessible at the moment. So as we make enhancements to the building, we'll be improving the accessibility as we go.
And they have attended a one-stop, and so, they're well aware of what they need to do for building trades, and they're in communication with fire and everything, so.
Okay. And when you say build out, does that change the footprint of the building?
We're not anticipating changing the footprint of the building. Now, the one thing that we're going to have to do is right now, there's an elevator in the building that's a freight elevator, and we'll be converting that over to a standard passenger elevator. So I don't anticipate that that's going to change the footprint of the building, but it could.
One other just minor thing. I mentioned in the review letter that this is a nonconformity in terms of the previous use, moving forward with this use. Emily, do we know if there's any comments or concerns from the zoning office since this is in the R3 zoning district.
No, they did go through zoning hearing board and got their approvals there, so they're good.
Is that zoning hearing board reflected on the plan? I know this is an annexation and not a land development.
No, it's not, and we probably.
It is now. So
Okay.
based on the comments of the engineers, and I have them with me, we've amended the plans to include the conclusions of law from the zoning hearing board. We also put the Z lines on the parcel lines that are no longer part of, that were originally there and aren't needed now. In addition to that, we put the updated deed description on the plan, and the engineer has signed these plans. So that's actually one of my questions is at the one-stop meeting, we were asked to submit 5 copies of the plans. So to whom do we submit them?
So you'll submit them up to the second floor to the planning office, 5 copies signed and sealed.
Okay, I have them. We'll do that, but I have them with me now.
Oh, then yeah, I can take them.
Okay, I'll give them to you before we go.
Yes, and actually, we do really appreciate the zoning hearing board information being put right on the plan. That's something that we prefer, and we thank you very much for doing that.
Okay, you're welcome.
Any comments from the commissioners?
Oh, I was just curious, Mr. Chair, what kind of business was this prior? Does anybody know?
I do. For probably 50 years, it was a printing business run by Standard Offset Printing. They haven't been printing in that building for probably 10 years. And in the last 10 years, it was just an administrative office for some of the local employees of Standard Offset. And we bought the building last October.
Good, thank you.
Any comments, Jamie? Because this is, what do you say? This is technical crafts that we actually look for in the city. And the city council also had some sort of agreement where people who learn here in the city are first considered for certain types of work.
I'm really excited to see this come through to fruition. And it's right down the block from the building that's being torn down that we heard from the gentleman. So John, Mr. Weidenhammer, thank you for the work that you're doing. Thank you, Violet, for the work that you're doing. I'm happy to see the project move forward because I know that what you're doing is changing and individuals' lives. You're creating opportunities, creating jobs for them to have and for our residents. So you're absolutely right with that comment. They are creating those opportunities, especially for the residents in the city of Reading. And I appreciate the work that's being done. So thank you.
You're welcome. Just to give you some sense, we've had as many as 1,800 individuals on the waiting list to get into our classes. And everybody gets the training tuition free. So as Jamie said, I like to think we're in the business of transforming lives through the work that we do. And it's really extraordinary. I would just invite any of you to come to one of our graduations because it's absolutely an uplifting experience to see what these students, some of them go through in order to complete this education. It's extraordinary.
So this is Tech Centro, right? This is an expansion of, and you have Tech Centro as an adjacent building as it was previously, and now you're building it out to include the standard printing facilities. You got 3 buildings in one transaction, or did you have the others?
No, we got 2 buildings in one transaction and a parking lot in between the 2 buildings that we had been leasing previous to our acquisition. But this building is just across the alley. I mean, it's 20 feet away from our building at 450 South 6th Street.
That's perfect. yeah, thanks for what you do there.
I mean, I don't mean to go on and on and on. I love it because they not only do they do CDL classes, which they didn't have, but they do phlebotomy. They do ESL. It's just such a range. And now getting into the trades is such an opportunity for individuals in our community. I don't feel like a lot of people know about plumbing, electricity, and whatnot. And so it's such an opportunity.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if I may, on that note, there's a tech center also in Harrisburg, York, and they're opening one in Lebanon. I'm helping them with the hiring the instructor for facility maintenance instructor, the electrician and the plumber. So this is really a good project that is happening in the city of Reading. And thank you again to Mr. Weinheimer for his involvement in this, project. It's good for the city.
Okay. Very good. Any other comments? Okay, hearing none. Let's see here. Do I hear a motion to grant preliminary final plan approval for the annexation plan for Reading Tech LLC located at 415 to 433 Pearl Street? Shut up, Sarah. 433 Pearl Street, Saldo number 2605-0011, subject to the applicant resolving all issues referenced within the review letter issued by Hawk Valley Associates dated June 17th, 2026.
So move.
Nelson? Second?
Second.
Peter? Question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, very good. Once again, great. We wish you great success with this project, and we look forward to other projects in your future.
Thank you so much. We appreciate this, and I'll give the copies of the plans to Emily so that we can get them filed. But we really appreciate this, and I would encourage any of you that haven't been to Tech Centro to come take a look at what we do. It's extraordinary. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Up next, we have the minor land development plan for 317 Franklin Street. We have looked at this before, so I will turn it over to Jerome for the update.
Thank you. We have conducted a review of the preliminary / final plan application, which is actually just a final plan application that was issued on June 19th, 2026. As the chairman had mentioned, this plan was into us before for review. We just determined that it would be best to split the project up. The first phase would be the first floor, which would be the daycare facility, and then the second and third floors would be 4 residential apartment units in which it was divided. As you may recall, we determined that it would be best to use the 5 parking spaces that are on site for the daycare facility and for the residential apartments for them to obtain parking spaces at another location or utilizing a lease agreement with a private or public provider for parking. So those were the main issues for discussion at the time. It appears that we have everything in order. One critical thing that we're missing is on the plan that was previously reviewed and considered. We had a plan view that did show the entire site with the parking facilities as well as the building itself. That was missing on this site, and we should probably have that on, well, we should have that back on the plan so everyone can then determine. And then it does say the first and what the second floor first and second floor will be utilized for. And this was previously approved in terms of zoning by a zoning hearing board decision. So everything would then be in order for that to continue. Other than that, you had heard me mention about the off-street parking area. Zoning office and planning office will need confirmation that the spaces for the 4 apartment units will be obtained elsewhere. 6 spaces will be required. The pickup, we did do a site inspection. The pickup, and we did it during 7:30 to 8:30 timeframe. The pickup and drop-off zones are working perfectly. I did not see or observe anyone doing a pickup or park or drop-off along Franklin Street. That was a concern. We still have to have those spaces marked or signage provided that they're Franklin Street is not for pickup and drop-offs. And the best way of doing that is probably with just parking meters, if they would locate those. As I mentioned, the daycare facility can operate very efficiently with those 5 spaces that are located off of Carpenter Street. Okay, so yeah, and I'll leave it up to the Reading Parking Authority and Public Works on what would be required for no parking or drop-off locations, whatever signs that they customarily use. Moving forward, the property is served by sanitary sewage disposal, and based upon previous discussion, the planning module was submitted. Not sure if it was ever approved and authorized by the DEP, because we did have an increase in sewer flows. Fire and rescue will still need to review this project. As you may recall also, when we reviewed the plan previously, it was determined in order not to create a site distance problem, we would go with the landscaping planters that were provided along Franklin Street at the intersection. Does not create any complications in terms of site distance. So other than that, the plan's ready for approval if we can get some of those items on the plan and we can verify some of these issues.
Regarding the sewer planning modules, they did receive the approval from council. So it's just a matter of getting the approval from the DEP. I do have a copy of the resolution. Berks County Planning Commission determined that they didn't need to review the plans since it's all interior. And yeah, and so then other than providing the parking agreement for the apartments, that would be after this is done, you could provide that to the zoning office. Public Works and the zoning office have also reviewed their signage for their parking area right there for the pickup drop off, and that's been approved. So it's just a matter of getting these plans recorded and then getting the DEP to approve their modules. And then also fire has also inspected. And so I believe they were approved, correct? The fire alarm and the
yes.
And the
fire match is already approved, and the building and training pet is already approved too.
Yeah, so they're good with their sprinklers and everything.
Okay. Did BCP, Berks County Planning Commission, want to look at this?
The Berks County Planning Commission determined that their review wasn't required.
Okay. Okay, any questions from the commissioners? Okay, I do want to thank the applicant and everyone associated with this project, because when this project first came across my desk 2 years ago, almost, there was the fire department had a lot of concerns, and obviously now with the fire department approval, it's good to see that the applicant and his team have worked through all those problems. So we thank you very much for that. Any other comments on this project?
I just want to say I drive by there often, and we thank you for your patience. We thank you for the work that you're bringing into the city of Reading and the jobs that you'll bring and the kids that'll be taken care of mothers who probably have 1 and 2 jobs. So thank you for thinking of the city of Reading to bring your business in.
Okay, let me start, yeah, here it is. Do I hear a motion to grant final plan approval for the adaptive reuse project located at 317 Franklin Street, Saldo number 2605-0012, subject to the applicant resolving all issues referenced within the review letter issued by Hawk Valley Associates dated June 19th, 2026, and the inclusion of the certain pages that were included on the previous plan set to the satisfaction of the staff.
I'll do that.
Second.
Peter Nelson? Okay, question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, opposed? Very good. The applicant is here. I just wanted to check to see if they had any comments.
I'm not sure I heard that.
Do you have any comments, sir?
No, I'm pleased to see that this is finally coming to a resolution.
Oh, yes, but it as I said, the applicant and your team have done a very good job on following through on everything that needed to be done. And we really appreciate that. And sometimes it does take a while. But we're glad that you circled back and are finishing up these things so your plan can get recorded and everything. Everything is set between the county and the city.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so just those few tweaks, and then 5, once those few tweaks are made, 5 signed and sealed copies to the office.
The sign had to be on the parking lot or on the walk.
The what?
The sign you told me about.
The signage, it's the signs you already put up.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all, I was just commenting that you already did put up signs and that they were already reviewed.
Oh, perfect. Thank
So
you.
you're good.
And those signs appear to be working fine.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay. So up next, we have the Castlewood subdivision, street dedication. Who would like to handle this one?
So I think we are in the end phase of this project. Council introduced an ordinance, I believe, last night to accept the street dedication at Castlewood, King and Queen Streets. So to assist with that, I had prepared a resolution for your consideration recommending council accept the dedication. And that is what's before you this evening. Did you send them?
I get confused.
Okay. You have several resolutions tonight, so.
I may have missed that one. I know I did it. And I know I sent it back, but I can't remember if Wayne was on the email.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Okay.
But can we make a motion and I can assign a number to this and then Emily and I can handle the details?
Yeah, subject to any typographical errors or anything like that, so.
Yeah, okay.
I have
Great.
it up if you want to look at it real quick, or if you just want to do that.
No, we'll take care of it tomorrow. Phil, do you have any questions?
No, I'm just very pleased that we're at this point, and hopefully, guess about a week or so, this thing can come to conclusion. It's been a rather long journey, but we appreciate everybody's help in this, and thank you very much. One quick comment about Reading Tech. I'm on zoning board, zoning hearing board, and we were very pleased to pass on that. I think that's going to be a real asset to our city and to our citizens. So I'm glad that you looked favorably upon that also.
Thank you, Phil. Yeah, Emily and I will wrap up any loose ends tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the commissioners? Okay. I will mention that while looking up some background on this, the first mention I see of this in my archives, on my digital archives, is from 2020. And I know that Castlewood has been considering this for much longer than that. So we are happy to bring this to a conclusion.
I appreciate that you recognize that. And again, thank you very much.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to recommend to City Council to adopt the ordinance to accept the dedication of the streets within the Castlewood subdivision? Peter? Second?
Second.
Okay, Will? Question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Phil.
Mr. Chair, you also have the reaffirmation if you'd want to consider that as well at this time.
Let's see where I have that somewhere here. Yes, here it is. Okay, do I hear a motion to reaffirm the revised plan of record for the Castlewood development, PC number 2024-105? The Planning Commission originally approved the plan on May 28th, 2024, resolution number 32-2024, and recommended the dedication of the streets within the development to the City Council on June 25th, 2024, resolution number 46-2024.
So
Peter?
move.
Nelson? Question on the motion?
Recognize the ordinance. That the plan recognize the ordinance adopted accepting dedication.
Okay.
There'd be a note on the plan saying that the city accepted the dedication.
Okay. Should I amend the?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I will amend the motion to include the ordinance passed by City Council as part of the plan. Is that okay, Peter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Nelson, is that okay?
Yeah, that's good. Good job.
Okay, great. Then all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, very good. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, the reason that's important is the original plan said the street shall not be dedicated. So we want to make sure we have a correct record.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Phil.
Okay, have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So then next up we have, okay. Next up we have a resolution for 730 North 3rd Street Do you want to take this one, Emily?
Yes. And Amy is here also to speak on it, but just a very brief background overview. This is in regards to a land development annexation plan for the restaurant at the corner at 220 Douglas Street. It is now Platinum. It was formerly Sofritos, and then before that was Tommy's, I believe. And so they are creating a parking lot. They did get the necessary zoning approvals needed. However, this is to comply with one of the conditions of the land development approval, that a portion of the backyard of 730 North Third Street be removed from the Center Park Historic District, so that way it could be annexed with the other two parcels for the parking lot.
Would you have anything to say, Amy? Okay. Okay. Any questions from the commissioners?
So we're removing it from the historical designations. The back.
Yeah,
what is the back of it?
So currently that lot runs from North Third Street to Thorn Street. And so it's just a backyard grass and all of that. So a portion of the backyard is going to basically be cut out and then annexed with the parcel at 743 Thorn, and then the parcel with the building at 220 Douglas Street. The rest of the backyard is going to be a parking pad for the house itself.
Okay.
And if I may, I think they came to council last night because it is on it's on the agenda for our next meeting. And so, I can't think of the word right now of what it's called, the agenda for the next meeting. Anyways, so they did show up last night. They did public comment. And so, yeah, it's like a flat piece of land, parking lot that's kind of empty behind the business, and they want to use it so that a lot of people were complaining previously that their patrons were taking parking spaces from the neighborhood. So they want to, I mean, it was a business before the new owner bought it. It was used to be Sofritos, but they had never had a parking lot for it. So now they want to create a parking lot so that way they're not taking parking from the neighborhood.
I get it.
Does this kind of, sorry.
Go ahead.
Just wanted to check, does this kind of changes require map amendment, or is it just a formality that we have to go through?
This doesn't need to be a zoning map amendment. This is an amendment of the map for the Center Park Historic District, which that's what this resolution is for. Again, it's part of the conditions of their approval of their land development plan. Another condition of approval for their land development plan is for council to approve certain parts of the street as being no parking, to allow for appropriate egress from the parking lot. So this is just one of two different conditions.
We're just recommending that this to city council. They're the ones who have to make the change.
Yes.
Correct. There's an ordinance pending before council to remove this portion from the Center Park Historic District.
Yeah.
And because this came before you as part of the land development,
Yeah.
I thought it was appropriate for you to do a resolution in support of council's
Makes
ordinance,
sense.
consideration of the ordinance. So
Makes sense. All right, let's do it.
The question I have, Mr. Chairman. So, because I remember this project, it was a little complex. I know this has been a long time. So, just to tie up the loose end, the other two parcels, the ones on Thorn and North Third Streets, those are not in the Center Park Historic District?
Correct. The parcel with the Thorn Street address and the parcel with the Douglas Street address are not within the Center Park Historic District.
Right. So it makes sense to annex them. Are they in the federal, not that it matters for our purposes, are they in the federal Queen Anne district?
No, they are not. It's just in the Center Park Historic District.
Very well. Okay. Thank you.
guessing that they're going to have to come back for reaffirmation once this is all accomplished.
Yes.
All right. Okay, any other comments? Okay, hearing none. It's here. Do I hear a motion to recommend to City Council to modify the boundaries of the City Park, Center Park Historic District to remove the vacant portion of 730 North 3rd Street as defined in the ordinance, that was drawn up by staff? I reviewed the ordinance today and made a few minor grammatical corrections. Otherwise, the ordinance look fine.
So move.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so moved. Second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Peter? Question on the motion?
Is this parking lot property been subdivided from the property on North Third?
The land development plan does address the re-subdivision and the redrawing of all the lot lines, annexing, moving, eliminating.
The whole kit.
Yep.
Thank you. All right.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, question. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Very good. Another step in this very long process on this one. So, and thank you very much for coming in, Amy. You too. Thank you. Okay. Next up, we have a rate waiver request to grant a waiver from land development for the Berks County Intermediate Unit. I'll turn it over to Jerome and
thank you. We did consider a waiver request. The waiver request was on the assumption that that Muhlenberg Township agrees to conduct the stormwater management, the land development plan review, as well as the stormwater management review, which would also include a stormwater management maintenance agreement. The stormwater facilities do convey to a spot that's located within the city of Reading, and we wanted to make sure that someone is reviewing the design of the stormwater management facility, as well as there to inspect the work as it's being completed. Most of the work is located within Muhlenberg Township. Just a small amount is located within the city of Reading.
okay. And I think all we require is an easement in case we need to go in there and look for public works.
Of the plan, I've had several email communications with both the developer's representative and Muhlenberg Township. And my presentation to you is that in consideration of the waiver, Muhlenberg is going to observe and inspect the construction. The city of Reading, with Muhlenberg's execution, as well as the developer, will enter into a stormwater management agreement, allowing the city to go in and inspect the stormwater facilities and our standard regulations in our stormwater management agreement.
Okay, any questions from the commissioners? Okay, since this is basically a public works thing, Don, do you have any comments?
No, I just support what Michelle just said.
Okay, great.
Yeah, Mike Sodal is on. If anyone has any questions for him.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, very good. With that, do I hear a motion to grant a waiver from land development to the Berks County Intermediate Unit for its property located at 2101 Center Avenue, subject to the applicant agreeing to an easement of its stormwater management system for the purpose of inspections by the city of Reading?
I'll move it.
Okay, Will?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Second?
Peter.
Peter? Question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Very, very good. The BCIU has their waiver.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your help.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Not a problem. You all have a great evening.
Okay, we did that one already. So next we have the Reading Redevelopment Authority reuse recommendation. And the only few minor grammatical and typographical errors were fixed. The only question that is the planning manager is referenced in the document, and Will was wondering if we should make the term a little bit broader just in case we don't have a planning manager anymore.
So I'm one that likes kind of to keep continuity. So in the zoning ordinance for the ZHB, it'll say the zoning administrator or designee. So we could just add that, it could be the planning manager or designee, or if you want to make it a little bit more broad, or person designated per the planning commissioner or community development. The community development department and planning staff in general is also referenced in the rest of the body of the resolution. I think just adding the or designee behind planning manager should cover Will's concern.
That or a community development director or their designee. Yeah, either way I'm comfortable with.
Okay, does the commissioners have a preference? I really don't have a preference either. So whatever staff decides, I'll sign it.
Okay. I'll just keep it simple as or designee. That way it could be anyone that planning commission and or community development decides is the most appropriate avenue.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay. So with that, do I hear a motion to approve a planning commission resolution establishing a standing recommendation that the reuse of blighted row houses as defined within the resolution for residential dwelling purposes is in accord with the comprehensive plan of the city of Reading and prescribing a transmittal and objection procedure for acquisitions proposed by the redevelopment authority of the city of Reading?
Put all that in the minutes.
I can because I have it typed out.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Peter.
I will make that motion. Don't ask me to repeat it.
Second?
I did second it.
Okay, thank you, Nelson.
You're welcome.
Question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, very good. Take care of that. Let's see here. Next up, we have ordinance amendments about home occupations. We saw this before, but we didn't receive a copy this time.
Oh.
As far as I know.
The revised from last time?
Yeah, I don't remember seeing a copy.
1 second.
And I may have easily.
It's because we had discussed what changes need to be made, so it had to go back to the Berks County Planning Commission, and we got revised comments back. Let me pull up. Yeah, so I had sent the revised draft to Berks County Planning Commission May 19th. We received comments from them on June 12th. the changes within the ordinance is just adding, it's removing the line that didn't allow us to collect a fee for the minor home occupations. The fee was approved, but the line in the ordinance still said that without a fee. So it's just removing that line. And then also just adding your recommendation of clarifying for purposes associated to the home occupation. Those were the only two changes. We did receive some other comments about possibly clarifying some other language in the ordinance. However, in conversations with the acting zoning administrator and the current zoning officer in the zoning office, they haven't had any issues with that interpretation of the wording, and so they didn't feel it was necessary to change that language at this time. And so we're just looking for a recommendation to council.
Okay, any comments from the commissioners? Okay. What's the section of the zoning ordinance?
One sec. It is section 600-1006, home occupations.
Okay. Very good. Do I hear a motion to recommend to City Council to amend the zoning ordinance chapters, section 600-104, entitled Home Occupations as
1006.
1006. Okay. Okay. Can't even read my own writing. There we go. Let's start that from the beginning. Do I hear a motion to recommend to City Council to amend the zoning ordinance section 600-106 entitled Home Occupation to make the changes as discussed?
So move.
Nelson? Second? Okay, I'll second that. Okay, question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, very good.
So did I understand correctly, this has not been introduced or scheduled for a hearing before council?
No.
Okay. So when it does, let me know so we can prepare the resolution.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have 2 support letters. Wow. Everybody's busy trying to get as much money into the city as possible. It's good to see that. If someone could step in and explain what the business and our sites application 2026 for 418 to 422 Penn Street is.
Yes, please.
I think I need to take that.
Yeah, Enid is here.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So the reason why we're submitting this request is for the Ashton Development Group. They've been working with the City of Reading and our contractor who supports us with grant writing to kind of just redevelop specific parcels in the main corridor of the city. So these parcels will be renovated to create 12 high-quality residential units designed to serve workforce households earning between 80 to 120% of the area median income, and their lower levels will be used to do a variety of different flexible commercial spaces. So a lot of mixed-use housing development occurring in this area to support a lot of the investments and work that the City of Reading has been working on, one particularly being the CRIZ program that we are a part of, and to support the development that Alvernia is also coinciding with in the same area, like their college town and things of that nature. They've already received funding through the PHFA for this project, and so they're just seeking additional supports through state and federal funding resources to help revitalize our downtown corridor.
Could you just recap for us what the PA sites or our sites program is? I'm trying to remember. I know somebody's explained it to me before, but
Enid, can you provide a quick recap of what that specific application is or program?
The PA sites.
For the PA sites.
PA sites.
well, there's two support letters here requested, but the first one says our sites.
The business in our sites is for the Ashton Development Group, the 418 and 422 of Penn Street. The PA sites is the Reading Redevelopment Authority application. But as far as business in our sites go, it's a program that's through the Pennsylvania Economic Development Initiative that provides grants and low interest loans to redevelopment authorities, municipalities, and developers to help with land acquisition, site development, to transform underutilized or underdeveloped properties into shovel-ready sites that attract expanding businesses.
Okay. That's the state.
Yes, this is a state level funding opportunity. Correct.
Is this the former Rite Aid?
Somebody's got their microphone on.
Sorry, go ahead, Will.
Is this the former Rite Aid?
Yes.
Okay, any other questions on this application?
Well, this has been the CRIZ, and obviously this is important property to redevelop because it's in the core. So, and any program that we can attract to provide assistance, financial assistance, is a good step. There's no reason I can think of to not want to support this.
Okay, very good. Do I hear a motion to authorize staff to prepare a letter in support of the city's application for a business in our sites grant for 418 to 422 Penn Street?
Yeah.
Peter?
Second.
Second? Nelson?
Oh.
Okay, question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay,
Aye.
the ayes. And next up, we have a PA sites application for 500 North 3rd Street.
That's going to be Enid again to explain that that grant.
I can explain pieces of it because it's coming from the RRA. So this grant is not a support letter. We're requesting a planning letter stating that RRA is trying to demo a piece of this blighted property. One is because of safety issues, another because we're trying to clean up the blight so that we can prepare the building for reuse. So we need a planning letter that states that this aligns with the city's comprehensive plan.
Wow. This is a poster child for blight.
So the main aspect of this letter will be to show that the project aligns with both the comprehensive plan, the city comprehensive plan, and the Bucks County plan.
Yes. This is a large property that's located within the neighborhood, and it's been blighted for many years, and it's causing some, not just an eyesore, but it's potential hazard to the community, the individuals in that area, because it's right next to a daycare center, and there's pieces of it that are falling. So that those pieces need to be demolished.
This is the former MJ Earl building that you and I, Mr. Chairman, have expressed concern about for the safety and blight.
So I don't know if anyone remembers, but there was actually an emergency partial demolition done last year along the tracks right there. So this is the building.
Is this currently owned by RRA?
Not currently. But to my understanding, I believe the demolition that you're speaking of, Emily, I believe the city CD paid for that.
Yes, the city CD pay for the emergency demo just to stabilize the building because parts of it was already coming down.
But it's not currently owned by RA.
So this is privately owned still, or yeah, this is I presume it's in the blighted list.
Assuming that, yes, it is on the blight list. And assuming that the same person still owes it who came before the BPRC a number of years ago when I was still sitting on the commission, or the board, it's a nonprofit, and of course the gentleman has he did not indicate any knowledge of how to redevelop a building, how to, he was talking about running electric through the building when there is a huge hole in the roof on the 3rd Street side of the building. So we kind of, and then at that time, I think Jamie's boss was on city council, and she was the representative on the BPRC. And Johanny asked about, what would it take to fix the roof before they put in the electric? And I was like, well, considering the size of that roof, $250,000, $300,000. And of course, the guy balked, but that's what it's going to take to fix that roof.
Well, so the question here is the PA Sites application or the support letter. I mean, this first needs to get owned, taken by eminent domain to.
It's my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's my understanding it's to get money for demolition, but I'm not sure what the proposed use is because they're asking you to state this within accordance with the comp plan.
Yeah.
And you're correct. It is to get demolition. The problem right now is it's the security issue. So the city is taking the initiative through the RRA to apply for this PA Sites grant to kind of deal with the immediate issue right now. We're moving further down the road to acquire it through eminent domain, but we need to deal with the safety piece.
Right. So, all right. So the city just needs to take it down. Yes. Okay. That sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah, because there are portions of the facade along 3rd Street that are falling onto the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And they do have it fenced off, But as Paige mentioned, there is a daycare next door. Luckily, there is for the most part, there is a parking facility in between.
Okay.
Use plan is consistent. Okay. Okay. Any other questions or comments from the commissioners? Oh, one other question. I think you mentioned, Paige, that the reuse would be for housing?
That part has not been determined yet. So no, I didn't mention that. We potentially will be coming back to the planning commission for recommendation for reuse. But no, that has not been determined as of yet.
Oh, okay. I'm getting things mixed up in my head. From the previous presentation. So, because this is in the MC zoning district.
Yes, and Paige, is the whole building proposed to being demolished or just the portions that are unsafe?
The portions that are unsafe.
So if they do end up, if in the future they do come back for a reuse recommendation and they want to utilize the whatever is existing building, adaptive reuse is now permitted by right in the MC. So so there's that.
I just as an aside, I took a look at this last year, and the other remaining building that is in this MC zoning district is the old bakery on Front Street. I forget the corner that it's on. I think that's green. That building is collapsing too. The rest of these sites in this MC zoning district are empty. They are just being used for parking now.
They collapsed previously.
Yeah, and so the question I had is now that we are beginning to do something with 500 North 3rd Street and the other buildings collapsing, do we just annex this all to the R3 zoning district, and then these undeveloped lots we turn into parking, because parking in that area is pretty difficult. If you ever go on Hudson Street, you'll see how difficult the parking is. So it's a consideration for the future.
Yeah. Well, the immediate need, I think, is to address the safety concern. But the question of whether it's part of a plan, I mean, there's addressing blighted property, including taking down unsafe blighted property, I think is clearly in everybody's interest here.
Hey, any other comments? Okay.
Well, it's not in the zone at the moment. It could be added, but I think I think until RRA gets a hold of it and owns it, or finds somebody else to own it, there's really no point in trying. If the owner is not interested in dealing with, the fragile nature of the building, they're not going to be interested in pursuing it. Yeah, we need their consent to add it.
Yeah, depending on what they decide in the future to use it as, we can entertain doing a zoning map amendment to move it from the MC to the neighboring R3. But that's going to be in the future once we determine exactly what that property is going to be used as.
Yeah, I agree. Meet the immediate need, which is the safety concern.
Yeah, So do I hear a motion to authorize staff to prepare a letter in support of the Reading Redevelopment Authority's demolition plan of 500 North 3rd Street? The demolition plan is consistent with the comprehensive plan of both the City of Reading and the Berks County Comprehensive Plan.
I'll do that.
Okay. Peter? Second?
Second.
Okay. Was that Nelson?
Will.
Will.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. At least on the phone. Okay. Question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay. Very good. Okay. Do we have any public comment?
Not public comment, but just real quick. I am, based off of our conversation last week regarding the possible saldo amendments, I'll just be on the lookout for an email. I've already started scheduling some meetings with internal staff about their role in the land development review process. And then we'll probably get like a working group meeting together to discuss possibilities. So just be on the lookout for that email.
Do you want our participation or?
It'll be, so it's going to be a conversation kind of like how everyone, people from council, people from planning commission, getting together to workshop. The idea is kind of like what we did for the parking and the TOD amendments, just to make sure that all interested parties have a say and we can get differing opinions on what we want to do to address some things.
Sure, sounds good.
All right. Any closing comments from any of the commissioners or staff?
I just
I have
wanted
one
to.
thing.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Will. Oh, Don. Go ahead, Don.
Okay, just letting you know, we had our first meeting of the local traffic advisory committee last Thursday. We went over half of the corridors, talk about traffic calming. We had a good meeting. We've got another meeting planned, I believe July 9th. And so we seem to be on a good track right now.
Okay. Thank you, Don. Okay, very good. Go ahead, Son.
I just wanted to update the commission that in yesterday's council meeting, the transit-oriented development, both zoning and saldo amendments for TOD were adopted. So that at least has crossed that bridge, and we were very happy when we learned of that.
Wow,
so
that's great.
That was very good. On the parking and loading ordinances, which we had submitted to council, the Community Development Department made a request for those ordinances to be tabled because we had a concern from one of our developers where he felt not satisfied with the way the ordinances were developed. And we thought it would be a good thing for us to give him audience, but also look a little bit deeper to see where any gaps may be so that everyone is on board. So we are working on plans on having internal meetings to see where gaps are and how we can address that, but also have a resolution between that developer and any other developer and the parking authority before we extend those ordinances to council for them to take an action on them. So that is just an update about the two ordinances we had submitted.
Okay.
Great.
forget where I was reading today, where I forget what city's working on their TOD ordinance right now. So, yeah, so it's quite a hot topic around the country and the state. Okay, anything else?
We have Council. He's our representative. I don't know if he wanted to say anything.
No comment. I mean, I look forward to seeing if there are going to be any changes, and if there's not, what kind of feedback maybe we'll get here at the Planning Commission or as council. I personally was ready to pass them. I thought that they were ready to go along with the other ordinances that we passed. However, I think that if our community development believes that there needs to be looked at, and maybe we need to have further discussions with a developer, I don't see why not. Just ready to see the outcome of what that looks like then. And then I'll probably have more input. At the end of the day, we need private investors, but ultimately my job here is to look out for the residents in the city of Reading and what is best for those residents. And even when it comes to parking and loading. So again, I'll look forward to seeing if any changes, and if not, look forward to passing it.
And if you could get the residents to not park and load in the cartway, that'd be great.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Okay. With that, our next meeting is our workshop meeting, July 21st, 2026 at 6 p.m. in council chambers. I did want to ask staff, is the 6 o'clock time working out better for you guys?
It is working for us. I think it allows us to work around, plan, and organize ourselves much better.
Yeah. Okay, great. And then our regular meeting for July will be July 28th, 2026 at 6 p.m. here in council chambers. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll move it.
Okay, Peter, and then I'll take Will. Okay, question on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we are out of order. Once again, thank you for everyone joining us today and making this meeting a success and explaining everything that to the commissioners. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.